Hello! So I've been seeing the lipstick by Revlon, the Rum Raisin one everywhere recently on my For You page. So I really wanted to like try and recreate it. And along with that, I did this like 90s-ish sort of daytime look. I'm also going to New York soon, and for some reason that lipstick screams New York to me. So if you want to see how I got this look, and I created my own version of Rum Raisin, keep on watching. I don't really feel the need to use primer, so I'm going to go in with this BB cream just because I want to use it up because it keeps leaking everywhere. I'm just going to use a brush, and this shade's not going to match, but my concealer is very light, so by the time I put that on it'll all match. I do like to go over with a sponge just to make sure it looks as skin-like as possible. Now I do like to actually go in and conceal a little bit, just anywhere I feel like I need extra coverage, mainly around the nose area. So for that I'll mix these two concealer shades together. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Conceal in the shade Light Sand, if you were curious, and the Revolution Conceal and Define in the lighter shade 0.5. I believe it's the lightest shade. I'm trying to use the mirror that's like behind. I'm actually going to do a little on my chin and forehead area. Not that I really need it there, but I just feel like because the concealer is a bit lighter, it just will balance everything out nicely. I'm now gonna go, I need to talk to there. I'm gonna go in with this Australis Dewy and Darling bronzer stick. This is in the shade Summer Fling. I feel like I've put that on really odd, but this is like the sort of placement I do. And then I'll just take a sponge to blend that out. I'm used to using my big mirror, so I'm like struggling a little. Do whatever suits your face, honestly. I was gonna go and steal my mum's Mecca blush stick in the shade Pinch, I think. It's kind of like a pretty corally color. I just want something that's gonna go really well with like this kind of bronzy 90s base makeup. Anywho, we are going to be big girls and make our, oh, I already have a lipstick shade in here that's like it. I don't even have to make it, I don't think. Should I just use that? Here's that color swatched on my palette. And then I'm gonna use a brush for that. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's like almost exactly the same shade as the Mecca one. Gorgeous. Am I even in the middle? The little like grid is gone on my camera, so I don't even know. I'm now going back in with the concealers. I don't think I want a super bright under eye, so I'm gonna mix these two again. Just there and there. Watch this end up being a super bright under eye anyway. Sometimes I do even like to do that, but I'm trying to go for a more relaxed, not as snatched kind of look. I just feel like that's the look. I do drag the concealer out to like sharpen that bronzer we put there. That combo looks so pretty under my eye. What? I would love to use a translucent powder right now under my eyes, but I don't have one. The closest thing I have is this Charlotte Tilbury one, and I can't even read what shade it is on the back. It's probably like the palest one. I used to think this gave coverage. It doesn't. Okay, if you're wanting this, it's like just a powder. It doesn't give coverage. It might as well be translucent. Okay, setting right under those eyes. I basically set wherever I've put the concealer. Okay, I may set the whole thing. Okay, I now am going to set the bronzer in place, and I've stolen my mum's because I don't have a powder bronzer either. This is the Body Shop one, and it gives off like a gorgeous glow. Can you see that? This is the brush I use. It's kind of tapered a little, but still quite fluffy. I'm just gonna go in. I'm now going to use my Australis Fresh and Flawless. This does give coverage. I'm gonna start under the eyes, but this is also good if you went a bit ham on the bronzer like I did. You can grab a bit of a bigger brush. This is what I use under my eye. This is what I'm gonna use for like a lot of my face. You can definitely go in and diffuse. I'm not picking too much up on my brush, and you can see how that has just toned it down. If you really want to, I love doing this. I go in and like you can really sharpen it up, but that's not the look I'm going for today. Another day, I'll show you that another day. Because the powder kind of covered it up, I'm going back in with more blush. Okay, that base is looking so gorgeous. I'm gonna come closer to show you. You get that like sheen from the blush because we haven't set it. I'm now taking the e.l.f. brow lift. This is what it looks like on the inside. I take a spoolie, a little bent spoolie, a bit of the product, and then I go back and forward. No, I don't know. You saw what I did. You can try and keep like a 90s thinner brow if you want. That's what I was planning on doing. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Okay, my brows are a little sparse at the front, so I'm going to try and fix that with the Essence Micro Precise Brow Pencil. This is in dark brown. Is that good? Oh. Oh. No, I think that's good. Okay, nice and thin. Gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen my brows like this. Okay, the eyebrows are slightly throwing me off because normally I will like stick them up so that I feel like I have more lid space because my eyebrows naturally are quite very low and straight. But we're just gonna go with it. I am going to take just this Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer because it's a very light shade, and I'm gonna carve my brows out with that. I'm then gonna take the sponge and just make sure that the edge of that is completely blended. I'm not putting any of it on my eyelid. Okay, I'm then going to take my Australis powder and then set that so that it stays nice and bright. Because of the shimmer in this bronzer, I am gonna take it, I'm gonna put it on my eye because I just like that look. And I feel like back in the 90s, people didn't care if they put shimmer in their crease, you know? I'm also gonna take that on the same brush on the lower lash line. I am now gonna take this Revolution, I held it upside down. This Revolution Ultimate Desire palette. Look how gorgeous. I'm yet to do a whole video on this. And instead of that bronzer, you could have just taken this shade if you want to. But now I'm gonna take a more dense brush compared to the fluffy brush that I used for the bronzer, and I'm gonna go into this like cool tone shade to deepen the outer corner of the eye up a little. Then I'll take the other brush and just make sure that's blended in nicely. You can go back and forth until you get like the desired look. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll give you a little close-up. I'm now just gonna curl my lashes and put a bit of this mascara on. I'm gonna try and keep it quite lengthening instead of volumizing like this mascara is, but we'll see how I do. Goodness, that was so scary. I didn't use a mirror at all to curl my lashes just then. I actually did quite well to keep it like quite lengthened. Now it's the part you've all probably been waiting for. I'm gonna try and DIY myself. Oh, that's good focus. That looks red on this camera. It's not red. This is the Revlon Rum Raisin lipstick, which I actually learned you can get from Chemist Warehouse here for any Australians, but I'm gonna try and do my best to match it. Okay, here's the game plan. I will also show you each lipstick swatched separately so that you can see the kind of colors I'm using to create it if you want to recreate it, especially for people who have quite a bit of makeup and don't need to go out and buy new lipsticks. Okay, so kind of as like my base, I'm starting off with this color from MAC. It's in the shade Bronx. And this is the sort of, hold on, let me swatch that properly and then I'll show you. Okay, there it is. That's a good color, I think, to start out with. So I'm gonna put that on my little mixing palette. There it is on my mixing palette. Next, I'm actually going in with this orangey, reddy orangey shade. Let me swatch it for you. Okay, here it is on my hand. This color in particular came from the, how do I say it? The Chan XXO. You know when she had that collab where she did one side's lipsticks, the other side's eyeshadows? That's the palette I got it from. I depotted them all. You can actually find the video on my TikTok of me depotting it, and I put all the shades in here, all the lipstick shades in here. Anywho, that's where that color came from. This is it on the palette. That's how much I'm gonna mix in. I think I then want to add a touch of this like deeper red. Okay, that's a terrible swatch of that red shade. Here's what it looks like on the palette. Let's get really close. Gorgeous. I'm gonna try mixing these together. Not gonna lie, that looks like a pretty decent rum raisin shade. Do you think? Let me swatch it. Okay, there's the shade I created mixing these colors together. But look at that. I think I'm gonna go with that. That looks pretty spot on. Can I get my face out of it and then... Is it working? I don't think it's working. Hello? Okay, I'm gonna put it on my lips and then you'll be able to see what it looks like. I'm gonna do it with no lip liner and then we can like add lip liner later if you want. Okay, here it is. My DIY rum raisin. Also, in a lot of the shades of the paler people, it does look more red. In person it looks a bit deeper, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the makeup all done. I hate finishing and starting videos, but